Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and it's time to make our dehydrated soup jar. This isn't soup in the sense where you can empty the jar and fill it with hot water and make it soup. This is a soup amendment jar, which means all my vegetables. So let's just do that. Now, I have this left over from last year. And if I poured it into my corn jar, it would fill it, but this is last year, so we're gonna use this up. I have green beans, celery. This is my one jar. I have another full jar. Potatoes, leeks, carrots, onions, garlic, corn, and parsley. And what I do is I mix up a 1 gallon jar, which is 8 cups, and 1 cup combination of this. I'm going to combine all this, and every 1 cup is for a pot of soup for 2 people. Like if I have put broth and meat in the stock. And you can add fresh vegetables if you have them, and you don't have to use these. But you know what? I hate going into my pantry and taking a jar and going through all these jars going, okay, I need this for soup, this for soup, this for soup, this for, and mixing it all in one jar. Because guess what? We eat soup at least once a week, all winter long. So I just want to make something I can just take a cup out of. So let's get on that. First things first, we're going to separate the flavor, the flavor punchers. And that's the leeks and the onions and the garlic and the parsley. And let's start with our main veg. See, this was what was, I couldn't fit into the half gallon jar of the soup. That's carrots. So let's get our carrots in here. And this is the leftover, oh, it smells so good. Here's our leftover corn from last year. And I'm going to put in, I'm just going to keep filling this up, folks, until it's almost full. And now I'm going to put in a layer of beans. Nice layer. I like green beans in just about everything I cook in a casserole or soup. So I'm going to make sure I have a nice layer of green beans. Celery is also a flavor enhancer, but I'm going to put potatoes in between so that you can see. There's a nice, we don't do a lot of potatoes, but there's a nice layer of potatoes. Nice layer of celery. Now we're getting into the flavor, guys. We don't do green. And nice layer. Remember, this when it's filled to the top is about 10 cups. And some of these, this onion jar was packed tight. So there's onion powder in here as well as flakes. And what am I missing? Leeks. That's my leeks. Lots of leeks. And if you notice, this leek jar is larger than a half gallon. What else did we miss? I put the onions in, and let's just top this off. Well, not from the garden. This came from when I was making my sausage meat. I dehydrated the rest of the parsley that I wasn't going to use. And garlic flakes. Now, some people would argue I would put peppers in here, but I save my hot peppers and sweet peppers mainly for things like spaghetti. But sometimes they end up in something like this, but not often. Okay, let's look at this. We have carrots, corn, beans, potatoes, celery, onions, leeks, parsley. Did I miss anything, folks? And garlic in the top. Isn't that beautiful? That is what I call a soup jar. Unfortunately, we have to break up the beauty. So now that we have it all beautifully layered, And you can give this as a gift this way. You can give this as a gift this way. And this gift is probably, oh my God. We've got 10 cups in here. So this is 10 meals worth of vegetables for soup. That's worth a lot of money. It really is. If you were to give it as a gift. Now I'm just going to pour it all, whoops, into this other jar. See, it's packed really solid in there. We don't want to drop any of our onion powder or anything like that. And yes, my table is clean, but I should have been doing this on... See, now it's mixing up, and we're going to do this one time more, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it as I go, like shake it up as I go. But you might want to do this a couple of times, or you may want to mix it as you go. I just wanted to show you how you could present it if you wanted to give it as a gift. Actually, that's a really great idea. I can make soup jars as gifts. Briar's getting a crock pot for Christmas because I thought I bought him one and he did, and I didn't. I had bought one for Arthur. So he's getting one for Christmas, and he's going to be getting a soup jar like this, but with MSG free soup base in the bottom, or maybe some jars of broth. Now, I packed this in here so tight that I may not be able to fill it back up again. All right, here we go. Let's just pack her all down. And that's another thing. People say, how do you store it for long term? Something like this, you'd fill it right to the top, set an oxygen absorber on top, and there you go. Now, isn't that absolutely stunningly beautiful? When you dehydrate your own vegetables, even leftovers, make yourself a soup jar. Because every time you take a cup out of this, you just shake it up and it's ready for the next time. And I'll tell you something, that's a lot of homegrown goodness. Now, please don't ask me to break down the price because you saw me dehydrate almost all of this stuff. And I broke down the price then, right? So suffice it to say that a jar like this in a pantry is priceless in the winter because that's just home economics. Take care, God bless.